There we go. All right, so welcome everybody. We're going to talk Shakeology tonight, about the value of it for ourselves and the value of it in this business. And I'm going to share a couple of things with you, so I'm going to screen share in a minute here. Let me just make sure. Okay, there we go. Everybody's muted now. Some value in Shakeology. And I was just kind of re-listening to there's some amazing resources, and I'll point you to them, because none of us, especially me, none of us are nutrition experts, but we can all learn some of the values and share with other people the things that we find valuable in Shakeology. And I don't know if you guys know my story, but in case you don't, the reason why I find value in Shakeology is because after I had my third baby and I couldn't fit back into my regular pants and whatever, Terry and I actually started running. I think some of you have heard this, but if you haven't, we started running together. We were training for a half marathon, and we were like seriously doing it, and I was still not fitting into my pants even after that. I mean, I lost weight and I was able to put on my pants, which I hadn't been able to do, but I wasn't able to button them, and it was like, what the heck is the matter with, we're not just like going out for a jog once in a while. We were like training. So anyway, so my first experience with Beachbody was only Shakeology. I joined just a clean eating and Shakeology 30-day group. And it really, Shakeology, but I mean, the combination of both of those is what made the big difference for me. I think Shay Stanford, you'll hear her name and I'll point you to some of her resources. She actually is a nutritionist and a coach. And she's sort of connected with us, but not exactly our upline, but she's sort of connected with somebody above us. But anyway, she kind of put this thought into my head, which is basically that there's no bad fitness. So you can do our amazing products with Beachbody, or you can do your own, whatever, walking, running, swimming, whatever. And there's no real bad fitness, but there is bad nutrition. And Shakeology is kind of the answer for that. And so for me, it was sort of a way to make sure there was one meal where I was getting exactly what I needed. And it not only helped reduce cravings, but it helped with energy, and it helped me become more regular. And it overall helped me feel better, which was really what I wanted overall. So that's kind of like, I don't personally know every single ingredient that goes into Shakeology. I can also tell you that in the past, I've been drinking Shakeology for about a year and a half, even maybe a teeny bit more than that. And I've only had minor colds. I used to get every single fall, I used to get a bronchitis, laryngitis, kind of crazy, whatever, you could count on it. And I haven't had that this year or last year since I've been drinking Shakeology. So anyway, so basically the deal is that we want to just be authentic with what has worked for us with Shakeology and share that with other people. So the things I'm going to share with you today are just going to be more resources so that you can help understand why it's so valuable for ourselves, but also when you're talking with somebody else. So I'm actually going to start screen sharing with you guys now here. Hang on a second. Okay, so wait, how do I move this out of the way? Wait a minute. Can't see my tabs here. Hang on a second. Okay, so this is the first one I want to show you. So I don't know if you all are aware that we have, I don't know if you can see this, that little, like, how do I move that? I'm sorry, hang on one second. I guess that'll work. The little tabs at the top for the Zoom is blocking there it went away. Okay, anyway, I don't know if you know this, but you can find out about Shakeology through the Beachbody sites, but there's also actually, each of you as a coach gets your own Shakeology specific site. So it's just shakeology.com/ whatever username you use for Beachbody. So for me, that's Kathleen Petula, all smushed together, one word. And you can use this for your own resources, and you can use this to point people to when they have questions or they want to learn more about Shakeology or whatever. Probably one of the best features, I would say, is that this FAQ right here. So if you click on it, you can ask any question about Shakeology that you or a customer might have. So something that comes up, I'd say probably once a month, is if somebody's pregnant, can they drink Shakeology? Or if they're nursing, can they drink Shakeology? And I mean, you can ask that in the group, and I'll probably say something. But if you want a quicker answer or you want to learn more yourself, just go right into to the FAQs on Shakeology, and you just type in pregnancy. Oh boy, I can't spell. Or you could type in nursing or whatever, and you can learn yourself what Shakeology, how they would answer that. So the answer would be, we always direct them back to their own OB. Some doctors have opinions about it, and some people have opinions about it, and you can whatever. But so anyway, so you can ask any question you want right here, and this is the same resource tool that they would use for coach relations. So if you called up coach relations and asked them about Shakeology and a question, they would go right to this site and type it in themselves and then read you the answer. That's what they would use. So just bypass that, go right to this site yourself and ask the questions your own way. I think I have to go back here. They can also order through the site, by the way, if people just want Shakeology from you. Oh, it's not letting me go back here. Let me do this. Okay, so the other thing that this site is really helpful is that you can actually start learning more about Shakeology if you want here, if you just want to kind of learn more about it. You can get some amazing success stories here, and you can find out what's in it, but then you can also get amazing recipes here. So let's say you just gave somebody a sample of Shakeology, and they want to know like what they can do with their chocolate Shakeology or whatever. You could point them right here to some recipes, and they can find out how to make it that's not just like in a cup, shake it up, which I don't know if any of you have actually tried that way. I haven't. It's disgusting. In my opinion, it needs all the extras in it, and it, in my opinion, needs to be in the blender or in a bowl of peanut butter. So anyway, so I wanted to make sure I pointed out this fabulous resource that I don't even know if we talk about enough. There's other great things here. They have their own blog. You can learn about all the different flavors. You can get the list of ingredients from, if you go to flavors, I don't know, computer's slow. I just want to show you how to get to the ingredients, because that's a question people have. There we go. So you would just go to, let's see, what's in greenberry. You would choose your flavor, which is chocolate for me. Let's say greenberry. And you can just go on nutrition facts, and you can learn all about what's in greenberry. I'm sorry, my computer is being very slow, but you get the idea.
Gabby, give me a minute.
I'm just gonna mute you guys. There we go. So here's the. Oh, there's somebody else. There we go. So here's like all the ingredients, and you can print these out. Like if you give somebody a sample of greenberry, for example, and you wanted to give them an idea of what's in it, this would be a great thing to print out and just pass along with the sample. Or you can, if you're going to hold any kind of event, or to, I know like Terry's going to like do a vendor table thing where she'll have samples of Shakeology. This could be a really great tool, because some people are really interested in what's actually in there. So then just to talk that through for a minute. So the reason why Shakeology is absolutely amazing, the things that are important, I would say, to know, or the things that I like to talk with people about, is that number one, it's very different than other protein shakes because it's got so much more than just protein in it. It's actually truly a meal replacement. So it actually has carbohydrates in addition to protein, and fiber and nutrients and all that stuff. So these are kind of these are all the things that are included in all of the flavors of Shakeology. So it's got this super protein blend, and depending on which kind, the ones that are not vegan have a whey protein, and the ones that are vegan have a pea protein. But then it has all these other great ingredients, all these other great proteins, and some of them you probably recognize: chia and quinoa, flax, pea. But anyway, it has antioxidants, which I think you probably recognize that name. So that's probably the reason why me and some of the other coaches have talked about how we don't get sick like we did before. For me, little minor stuff, because my kids, are in school and whatever and still have germs, but nothing like I did before. And that's all these wonderful ingredients help contribute to antioxidants. Phytonutrients, so you can read here the little green writing, so it helps detoxify the liver and the kidneys and the blood, and then adaptogens also help with the immune system and the endocrine system, and the probiotics help with what helps keep you regular. So the other, I think, really important thing to know about Shakeology is that it's not a weight loss product in and of itself. It really is that weight loss is a byproduct of proper nutrition, and Shakeology actually gives the proper nutrition. So all of these things that maybe could be in our diet but aren't, Shakeology kind of gives to us. So it actually truly helps lower people's cholesterol. It helps regulate their sugars. There's some people even within our team who have some digestive issues like IBS. My husband has Crohn's disease, and it really has helped with those kinds of things as well, because it helps regulate the digestive system. And then it also has a great anti-inflammatory effect, which lots of other things come from inflammation, like heart disease and migraines, and some of that stuff that happens in the intestines comes from inflammation. So the anti-inflammatory effects of a lot of these products are very helpful with all of those things as well. Okay, and then the other things I just want to point out down here. So here's all the ingredients, and here are all the other kinds of things, vitamins and whatever. So I know for me, I don't personally take a multivitamin anymore because Shakeology has pretty much everything I would have gotten that way anyway. And for me, that was kind of a selling point because multivitamins are kind of expensive. And if I can take one expense away and replace it with something else, that was really valuable to me. And then the other thing, at least as far as comparing this to other products, is that Shakeology is all natural. So there's no artificial flavors or colors or artificial sweeteners or anything like that in Shakeology versus other shakes. So that really makes it stand alone as a product. Pretty much everything else out there has something artificial or, not great in it. So let me point you to some other resources a minute here. This is something, Shay Stanford is the person I'm referring to, and she put together the 5 most common misconceptions about Shakeology, and I'll point all these things out to you in Inspiration Nation. We have a file for them. So that first one I already said was, it's just a protein shake, and in fact, it's way more than that. The second one is that when you compare it to other shakes, it's not just about comparing the amount of protein, fat, or carbohydrates from one shake to another. It's really about taking a look at the ingredients and what's in there and how does that compare to the ingredients of Shakeology. Now this one hasn't come up for me a lot, but every once in a while, and there was a coach on our team that was really interested in learning more about this. If this is something that interests you, it's not just, this is a misconception that it's just extracts and no whole food ingredients. But actually that's not true. It is true that it's not like going out into your backyard and picking something off the tree, but it's as close to the whole food state as it can be to retain, and it retains its maximum nutrients. There's actually a whole separate video on this if this interests you. We put this in our Shakeology file in the Inspiration Nation. So if you want to learn more about that, if it's something that interests you or you want to remember that it's in there if it interests somebody that you're talking with. Plus, it's really so much less expensive in this form than it would be if you were to go out and pick every single one of the 70 nutrients that we find in Shakeology. The next one's about the expense, and I know even for me, I thought it was a lot when I first started hearing about Shakeology, when I first tried Shakeology. But then the more I drank it and the more I realized what amazing things I'm actually putting into my body, and then comparing that to a healthy salad that you get out, even a superfood salad that you might get at a healthy restaurant. We get it, as coaches, we get it at $3 and some change, I forget what it is, like 68 cents or something like that per serving. Our customers, if they don't become coaches, get it at $4, and I think it's $4.30 a serving. But anyway, you think about that and you think about a healthy salad probably costs, maybe even $10, maybe $7 or something, and it doesn't have the nutrients that Shakeology has. And I remember, I'm just thinking back to when I did my first 30-day clean eating group. It got to the point where I was like, I'm not really sure how to make all this clean eating work, but I know my shake is clean, so I can't wait to just have that one thing during the day that I know I'm doing correctly as I'm learning all the other things about clean eating. And then the last one is that it's for weight loss, and we talked about that a bit. So like just drinking the shake by itself without changing anything else in your diet, I don't think people would really see much weight loss. But they might see things like overall improved health, feeling better, um, because, and maybe reducing cravings. So it would be a byproduct of Shakeology. So if they had a lot of cravings and they were being reduced because they were actually getting the nutrients that their bodies need. I don't know if you guys know, but there's a lot of belief that our cravings are due to our body missing key nutrients. And Shakeology provides so much of the nutrients that we might be missing. And that's kind of how our cravings get decreased by drinking it. But energy, because there's some of the amazing superfoods in there provide a natural energy to us. And Shakeology tends to help you think a little bit more. When you're doing something that great for your body, you tend to think a little bit more about what you're putting in your body. So you get better nutrients that way. So this is a great resource that I would recommend printing out and reading in even more detail than I just gave you. But and I'll point you to where you can find that in the Inspiration Nation. Okay, so I think the important takeaways that I want you to have before I move on to the next thing is that it's important for us as coaches to understand the value of Shakeology, because it's not a short-term, like you're only going to use it for weight loss. It's actually something that is long-term overall health. So it's something that we want to do consistently, daily, for our own health, even if you're at your goal weight now, even if your customers are at their goal weight, or even if they're underweight. Shakeology is for everyone because it's got the nutrients that our bodies need, and in an amazing, single serving glass. But teaching that value to your customers is so very important, and in order to do that, it's important that we get our own education about it, kind of develop our own story of why we love it ourselves, and an authentic story of why you love it. And then develop that into some way that, like, just like we were talking in the Coach Basics group about kind of knowing your story and kind of figuring out how you want to talk about Beachbody, it's similar that you want to develop over time this story about how you want to share Shakeology with other people, and what your story is, and kind of crafting that. And then kind of be the gatherer of other people's success stories, so that you can help when somebody comes to you and has a specific need, even if it doesn't quite match what yours was, you can point them to another success story of how Shakeology maybe helps somebody with all those other things I talked about. So I mean, personally, I didn't have a problem with cholesterol, but there's another coach on our team that can speak to how it helped reduce her cholesterol. Or again, for me, I didn't have a problem with IBS or Crohn's disease, but I know people that did, and I know how Shakeology helped it. So that would be kind of what you want to do, is just point people to these other resources. And then in the beginning, speaking of resources, in the beginning, it's so important that we understand that you don't have to be any kind of expert on Shakeology. Even now, I'm so far from having that kind of nutrition background. But what I do, and I know what a lot of other coaches on our team do, is we point people to these other resources, like the success stories, but also like a bunch of the videos that are available to us in the back office that explain Shakeology so much better than we could, because we're not experts and we don't need to be experts, but we can just share with them these other resources. So I'm going to actually point you to those now and how you can get there. So if you go to our Inspiration Nation team page, and then in the file section, if you go to, you can, I don't know if you guys know this, but you can actually hit Control F, and that little screen pops up here, and you can just put Shakeology, and you can search our files for Shakeology things. So we're going to talk about this next, the Shakeology Shake Off coming up, but for this part of the call, we're talking about resources. So there's one file, I'm going to open this one about resources. There's also this other file about comparing it to other products. So if you want to hear the difference between Shakeology and Body by Buy or something like that, you can click on that one. But for now, I'm going to show you this one. So this is where you can find just a ton of resources. And all of these files, by the way, in our group are meant to be edited. So if you find another resource, by all means put it in here, because it's really something that we all can learn from and we can all share. But I'm going to talk about this as the last thing here. But for the beginning here, just learning the value for yourself and teaching the value of Shakeology, there are some pretty amazing calls out there. The one I was kind of re-listening to before our call today was this one, Creating Loyal Shakeology Customers from Summit. You can actually get this on the podcast, the Team Beachbody podcast. It's about an hour long, but you can pause in between. There's kind of nice places to pause if you don't have a straight hour. But anyway, it's a great, it's Shay Stanford herself, kind of the guru of coaching, nutrition, Shakeology, whatever. And Scotty Hobbs is another amazing coach. This right here is the 5 misconceptions that I just pulled up for us that I was showing you that you can print off if you want to just read that yourself. And then these are tips about if somebody asks you, so what is Shakeology? These are some things, resources that you can look at to help develop your own story so that you don't feel tongue-tied when somebody asks you to talk more about it. And then these are the videos that you could share with other potential customers or even just friends and family members to kind of practice talking about it. I would just recommend, and these are all short, like a couple minutes long, so they're not overwhelming. And you can just take a minute to look at them yourself and kind of learn and get a feel for which video feels like one that would speak to you. I don't actually share all of them with everybody. I try and fine tune it to who the audience is and which one do I like best, which one makes the most sense to me. Okay, so the last thing I want to talk to you about is what to do when somebody actually orders it. So let's say, hang on a second. So let's say you've talked with somebody, they're in, they love it, they want to buy it. So then what do you do from there? It's really important that we be amazing customer service people in this business. So there's this other great tool I want to show you. And I don't know if you've seen it before. It's called the Customer Follow-Up Tracker. And basically, I don't know if you all have had the experience yet, but so when somebody orders something from you, particularly Shakeology, you would mark here what day of the month they got it. So let's say they got it today, which would be the 7th. You have basically, because if they're getting an HD order, you basically have from the time they ordered, like the next 30 plus days to help them really see the value in Shakeology and to provide amazing customer service so that they'll stick with you. So you can mark down that they bought it the 7th. You can check in with them and send them like some recipes and how to make it and whatever, so that when they get it, it's really, they're gonna. I know for me, it took me a few tries to get a recipe I liked, and it's not like that. But I would have had no idea had my coach and actually a friend of mine was also drinking Shakeology. If they hadn't told me the recipe that they liked, I would have been clueless. I would have been like, wait, what do I do with the powder? Because I never drank shakes before Shakeology. So anyway, so you could send them a recipe, send them directions. You can let them know that their order's on its way. There's a way to check in the back office, and I can show you that another time if anybody wants to see it, when it's going to arrive and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, and then following up just to see if they got it, if they tried it, if they liked it, if they found something they liked. You can point them to the recipes on the Shakeology.com page that I was just showing you. I don't actually check in this often because usually people are in groups and we're checking in that way. But this is still a great tool. But this is really important. The week before their Shakeology is due to come again. So if they ordered on the 7th, I'd say by the 1st of the next month, maybe the 30th of the previous month. That's the time when you really want to be checking in and making sure that they understand that their order was on Home Direct, because it has happened to me where I haven't checked in and somebody gets very angry that they were billed $130 without realizing it. Now, it's not 100% on us, of course. It says that when they order it, but not everybody reads all that stuff, and they don't, or maybe they read it but they forgot or whatever. But it's just very good customer service. But you don't have to say it like, if you're going to cancel, now would be the time. It's more like if you want to change flavors, or if you want it to hurry up, or if you want to postpone it, or if you want to whatever. And it's more like that. And I'll point out this tracking book. So let me just switch back real quick to here to our file section, because I want to point out where you can find more about what to say. So this is just back in our files of Inspiration Nation. You can just go to here we go. So I might need to rename this, but anyway, customer to discount coach. So it's also actually a really great time to talk with somebody about becoming a discount coach. And I don't know if you all understand what discount coach means. I can't remember if we've gone over that or not, but basically it means that somebody doesn't actually want to actively run the business, but they want the discount that we get on Shakeology and 25% off anything we order. So this is just a sample conversation that basically goes, and I wanted to let you know that your Shakeology is coming due on November 21st. I like to let people know this in advance in case you want to make any changes in flavor, delivery timing, etc. If so, now would be the time to do that. If not, it will automatically be shipped to you every 30 days. Let me know if you want the number to make any changes to the order. I also wanted to mention that if you're loving Shakeology, there's an option of becoming a preferred customer, or we call them discount coaches, same thing, to get the shakes and any of their products for 25% off, which is the deal I get as a coach. Let me know if this would interest you, and I can give you the details. Now, this conversation went on. It was probably the easiest conversion to a discount coach I ever had, which is why I put it in here as an example. It doesn't always go like this, of course, but anyway, but you can copy and paste this and make it your own or whatever. But it's just kind of an idea of what you could say to somebody when their 30 days are nearing. Now, I have found, although I did find that, when I have forgotten to do this, like I said, I had one person who was very angry that she wasn't made aware, but I also had somebody else that was like, oh, good, I don't have to worry about reordering it because I'm just about out of it and whatever. So I've had it go both ways, but either way, it's nice. It's good customer service to just kind of let them know. So, okay, and then that tracker, I just want to point out where that is too. So there are, see here. That's also in the files here, and it is called Beach Body Trackers. So that's where you can find if you want to print that out. And I can pool all these from here and put them in the Coach Basics group if you would find that helpful, or if you have written down where to find them. So that one I just pulled was called Customer Follow-Up Tracker. There's also 2 other trackers from Beachbody that could be really helpful. Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing my screen so I can see all your lovely faces. Okay, so what questions did you have about any of that? You can unmute yourselves if you want to.
I have one quick question, Kathleen.
Yes.
I don't know the answer to this, and I try to figure it out. So I just printed out the Shakeology ingredients for all the different, flavors for this vendor show that's coming up this week. And I'm now getting the vegan Shakeology, and I'm just wondering why on the back of the vegan bag it doesn't have all the same things as it does on the regular chocolate bag. Do you know what I mean?
No, what do you mean?
I thought, here, I'm going to show you.
Okay.
I thought they had the same things.
They don't. They don't. I noticed that, Terry, when I had to switch, and I was disappointed.
Okay, so let me just show you this.
Okay.
I printed it out. Here's the regular ingredients. Okay.
Yeah.
Here's the vegan chocolate.
Oh, I see what you mean.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I knew that the protein was different. I knew it was, from the pea pod, and there's different protein, but I didn't realize, I mean, there has to be vitamin B1, B2, B3, I would think, in the vegan, but it's not listed anywhere. So
that's something.
I don't know why.
Let me look really quick while we're talking about it on the Shakeology.com. Did you look there?
Well, I tried, but it doesn't say, like, if you look up ingredients, it just talks about the protein difference.
Okay.
Unless I just was not searching like specifically for I mean, it doesn't even have like I'm looking here. Doesn't have, oh, it does have the cholesterol. I'm trying to compare the two. Yeah, like all the vitamins are not in the vegan. It doesn't have like iron, iodine, magnesium, zinc, copper. Like nothing is on here, which I don't know.
I don't think it's in it, because if it's in it, they would have to show it. Do you know what I think it is? I looked for a long time too through like the FAQs and everything. I think that when they change the source of protein, taking out the, the dairy and the other products, that there must not be a substitution. Do you know what I mean? For like what they're taking out, they must not have found a substitution for those, because I was, like I said, I was disappointed myself because I've given up my whole food multivitamin instead of it. And I looked and looked, and I mentioned to Nadine about it, saying, boy, this is completely different as far as the nutritional benefits.
Yeah. But then up on the top, it's saying like, all the same things, like proprietary adaptogen blend. And it has all the exact same, like ashwanagan, all those things up on top. So I was just thinking, I mean, I think you're right. Like it must have to do with the protein, but
no, I
imagine all that is gone.
Wait, I'll tell you. I just found it.
Where'd you find it?
How did you find it?
I just typed into the FAQs on Shakeology vegan minerals, and it says, why do chocolate, greenberry, vanilla have a list of vitamins and minerals on the packaging, but the vegan formulas do not? Does this mean there are not any vitamin and mineral isolates added to the vegan formulas? And it says, all formulas of Shakeology have vitamins and minerals that come from the whole foods listed on the right side of the label. Chocolate, greenberry, and vanilla are fortified with added vitamins and mineral isolates, which are listed in the supplement facts, and you'll see them listed as vitamins A, C, D, etc. There are a multitude of vitamins and minerals in our vegan formulas. The amount of vitamins and minerals will vary as they are derived exclusively from whole foods and not fortified with controlled levels of vitamin and mineral isolates. For example, 4 oranges from the same tree will have different levels of vitamin C. Therefore, we are not legally able to specify vitamin and mineral levels on the vegan Shakeology labels. Some individuals favor vitamins and minerals derived only from whole foods, while others believe their bodies need extra vitamin and mineral fortification.
So the natural bag, the original formula you're telling me is fortified and the vegan is not.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes, it's FAQ 1680. So if you type in the FAQ 1680, you'll find
Thank you, because I didn't think to type in the word minerals.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Okay. That's helpful, because I wondered that, like I say, myself, and that's interesting because I would rather not have fortified, because that's the difference between I was paying for an expensive whole food vitamin.
Yeah.
And I also thought it must be good because when you hear the trainers talking on the videos,
yeah,
it seems like the 2 trainers I've been watching so far always talk about their vegan Shakeology.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. That was something that I guess it probably was Shay again. That one recording I was listening to, she was basically saying, and I hadn't heard this before then, but basically the orange that we're eating today has 60% less of the nutrients that it had like 30 years ago or something. I might be messing up those numbers a bit, but basically the idea is that, when they're getting these superfoods from other places where they haven't been messing with the soil and over processing it and adding all kinds of crap to it like we do here, that the foods that we're getting from other parts of the country have so much more nutrients in them than we have. So that's another great reason to value our Shakeology.
Mm-hmm. Very good.
Okay, so why don't we switch gears for a minute here, because I want to be timely with everybody and talk about the Shake Off. So, if anybody doesn't want to hear, I'm totally not offended if you need to go on and to whatever else you have for this evening. But that's what we're going to shift and talk about now. So basically, this idea that is we've not tried on our team as far as I know. We got this idea from another coach, part of a different team, but I think it's a great one. And it's basically kind of like the clean eating group, kind of this idea where we want to engage people a little bit, but it's not going to be free in order for people to join this group. They're going to have to get the Shakeology taste sampler, which is I think you can pick either the vegan variety or the regular variety. It doesn't matter, either one. And I think this is a great time of year to do this for a number of reasons. One, it kind of gives people the opportunity to try it without having to pay the $130 for a bag that they might not like the whole bag. But more importantly for me at this moment is I think, as we've talked about before, January will come with a ton of people making New Year's resolutions and so on. And this will help them know what we're doing and how we can be their resource for when that time comes for them. But it will also make sure that they create accounts with us. I have personally had the experience the past couple of free groups where I did not have them create let me just tell you the history a little bit. We have been doing free groups for a long time. Actually, I think that's, Terry, how you first got involved with me. You went through a free group first. It was my very first free group, and I was asking people to join it as a favor to me. But anyway, we see what happened, and Terry's amazing. So, so don't underestimate the power of free groups is the bottom line there. But anyway, I went from having people quote unquote register for a free group by creating a free account under me to the past 2 groups I did. I just had them provide me with an email so that I could pass along recipes and stuff, but I'm using those emails to send out. I'm trying to do like a monthly email, just updating everybody on what's coming up and so forth. So the emails are very valuable, but on the flip side of that, unfortunately, I had, I think, 2 or 3 people now order something and they didn't order it through me. And some of that got fixed and I was able to like backtrack and whatever. But I'm starting to think like, oh geez, maybe it was worth having people go through the steps to create a free account. Anyway, I don't know for sure. It's not black and white. There's good reasons for not doing that, because I think that was a step that some people got turned off by and they didn't end up joining the group, and then we didn't hear from them. So that would be the reason why you might not want to do it. But then the reason why you might want to do it is because if people buy something and they're not and don't have an account under you, then they might be getting it from somewhere else, and that stinks. So anyway, so the bottom line is for this group, if we can have people create these accounts by buying the taste sampler, then come January when they're ready to go, or maybe it's not January, maybe it's February, March, next June, whatever, they'll have an account set up with us, and when they order, they'll be ordering through us, which I think is important, because I truly think that people just don't understand how it works. I mean, they're not coaches. They don't understand the process of buying under somebody or buying through somebody or whatever. So those are the reasons why I think this is a great time of year, and I think this is a great idea. I have no idea personally how it's going to go. My plan is to start advertising for it tomorrow, and this is my plan, and I invite all of you to join me if you want, or if you want to do it a different way, by all means, I will share everything I can with you, and you can take it however you want. But so my plan is to do it, to start advertising for tomorrow, and then try and have everybody order. I'm looking at my calendar by the 11th or 12th at the latest, because I want them to get their stuff in time. I'm going to open the group on the 17th, and then I'm going to do it, have everybody start drinking their shakes 18th, 19th, 20th, 21st, those 4 days. I have no idea if that will work for people to do it over a weekend, or maybe, but whatever it is, these groups always happen this way in my mind. That's just going to be a complete learning experience for us. Maybe people will love doing it over the weekend, and maybe they'll be like, this is silly. And maybe we'll just learn that next time we need to do the group Monday through Friday or whatever. But this was just my own trying to work out the calendar for December for myself, because I think a lot of you know I'm doing a free group right now with the 12 acts of kindness and whatever. And I want you to know, I love that group already. I think it's amazing, but it was very purposeful. I wanted to do that group first because I wanted to engage some new people and build some trust with people. And while they're in that group, I wanted to start advertising for this group. So, and then I want to start advertising for this group now because I want to start advertising during the Shakeology Shake-Off thing for the new year, whatever. So that's kind of like the thought process I'm trying to go through of when I'm doing stuff and where I'm putting it on the calendar. So again, you're more than welcome to do that. So that was, I'm going to start tomorrow. I probably will advertise for it as far as making posts, and I'll probably put some transformation kinds of stories about why Shakeology was great for me. I might say something about why it was good for other people or whatever. And I'll just kind of color some posts about Shakeology over the next couple of days. And then in the meantime, I'm going to try and go back through some of my contacts who've told me no, or told me that Shakeology was too expensive or whatever, that came up with some objections. And I'm going to offer this to them through private messages saying, hey, we got this new idea that we're going to try and allow people to, or we're going to have a group where we're just going to try Shakeology for a few days. Would that interest you? Whatever. And I think I posted somebody's kind of sample, the girl that shared this idea with us. I posted her sample thing, but as I develop a personal message, I will share that with you all as well. So what questions do you have about that?
Kathleen, I missed when you said the order by date you're suggesting is.
I'm gonna probably say the 11th, but I probably will give people till the 12th. But after that, it's really no guarantee that they'll get it in time. I'm so flexible with that kind of stuff that I would probably if somebody's going to order it, that's fine, and I would let them in the group. They probably won't get their Shakeology in time. Or I happen to have some packets in my house that if I have latecomers or whatever, or you do, and you just need some packets, then just you talk it up in the group, and if that happens, we'll just have them create a free account. I'll mail them the samples and whatever. They could PayPal me or something like that.
Okay, thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Kathleen, forgive me if I missed this, but so the purpose is for them to try the Shakeology, right? And is that like the whole purpose of the group? Like our free clean eating groups, like we teach clean eating, we hope they have a weight loss. Like what is the goal for them? I know what the goal is for us as a coach, but what would be the goal for them?
Yeah, I mean, my opinion, and we can expand on this if anybody has other ideas. My opinion is just, I think people, even me, would intimidated to even try it. I think it's nice to just kind of give them the option of trying a little bit without having to buy the $130 worth,
Yeah.
and not feel and also not intimidated, but not feel like they don't know what it's going to taste like, or maybe they are turned off because they don't know if they'll like chocolate or vanilla or whatever, you know what I mean? So
yeah, so this is just purely for them to taste it and Okay. And then every day are we gonna post something just about Shakeology, I guess?
Yeah, and maybe some flavors to try and stuff like that. I mean, we can use part of the stuff that we use for our free clean eating group. Maybe we could do little challenges in there, or you know what I mean, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Do some giveaways, maybe give away shaker cups or something like that.
Another question, Kathleen.
Yeah.
You know how the Shakeology, when a customer tries the whole bag, if they don't like it, they can send it back?
Yes.
When you do packets like that, are they going to be guaranteed the same way or no?
Oh, I don't know. Probably. I think they guarantee everything.
Okay, I would like to throw that in because then, that's always my thing with ordering the $130 bag. There's no risk because you can get your money back. So if it in fact is guaranteed as well, I'd like to add that. So what, I'm asking you for $20 and you get it back if you don't like it,
Right. Here, I'm going to look it up while we're talking. See if I can figure it out. You can only get, I can't remember if we talked about this, but you can only get one purchase per person. So if they've already bought a sampler pack, they can't get another one. Oh, it doesn't say here. All right, I'll keep looking it up. It doesn't say if it's guaranteed. Let me see. One more place here. I don't know. That's a good question. All right, well, I'll keep looking it up. If anybody finds out that answer, let's post it. What else? You guys have other questions? How many of you are going to try doing the shake off with us, advertising or messaging people or whatever? Yeah?
I would like to.
Cool.
I think I'm going to try. I'll be honest with you. I don't know with the dates. If I looked at my calendar and was thinking about trying something new a few days before Christmas, I'm a last minute person.
Yeah.
And so I don't know if that I could actually pull it off. I might put you off as, as a potential customer. I might say you doing it next month because it's a really bad time for me.
Yeah.
So I'm going to throw it out there, but I don't know how much interest I'll get.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, it's the same for me. I don't know if people, maybe they'll be excited, I don't know, or maybe they'll be like, yeah, no. But either way, at least we're planting the seed in their head. And if we want to try it again in January or February or, or whatever, we can always, learn whatever we're going to learn from it and just do it again next time. No big deal. I mean, I think if a bunch of us are trying and we end up with one person each, then that's a group. You know what I mean? Or if we end up with 5 people each, then we might want to think about having multiple groups,
Sounds good.
I was just wondering, are you planning on talking about clean eating like we do in the other groups too?
I think so. I mean, I think that's a pretty important part of it, but I'm not, just me personally, and we can talk more about it because I'm really open to whatever you guys think would be successful. But I think like not doing the meal plan or anything like that. I mean, maybe we could talk about, actually, my opinion now that I'm thinking this through is my opinion would be more to talk about all those points that we just went over in the first half hour, which is like all the amazing things about it and why it's not just a weight loss shake and why, I think that would be much more valuable than the clean eating stuff, I think. I don't know. Did you have an opinion?
No, I agree with you.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. I think that gets people, even maybe if there's people that can't do a workout program or something, this might be something really good for them.
Yeah, that's true.
Hold on, Shakeology. Yeah. And maybe we could talk about like healthy snacks or something like that, but not really go into the whole meal planning and all that.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think about, I don't mean to come back to me, but when you think about marketing, you're basically marketing to yourself. And I was doing something else and not interested in the Beachbody workout programs, but I still make a great candidate for, and as you all know, like if somebody else is into some other fitness, but they are interested in Shakeology, they could still be an amazing customer for one, but also an amazing coach because it's really about believing in Shakeology and what it can do for you, which is ultimately what I did. And then I wanted to try the programs and I came on board anyway, but
I agree. Yeah. I know someone that's huge into fitness and she's not even on Facebook, and I'm soliciting to get her email because she started with me, and I know people that have their workout. She works with a personal trainer at the gym, but she's looking for something healthy, and this is a way to get her involved.
Yeah.
I think it's smart. But I do have a question for you, and I might have missed it because I couldn't find the darn link at the beginning when you were saying, are we supposed to, when they're ordering this, if they want to order the sample pack and do this, is it going to be through my Beachbody, or do you want this other Shakeology site?
It doesn't matter, actually. You can do either one.
Okay.
Because it will still come back to you, and they'll still have an account with you, so it doesn't matter.
Well, do you think do you think you're better off from a marketing standpoint to use the regular site because they're going to see the other stuff, or do you feel like that's just a distraction?
That's a good question. Thinking like a marketing person, I love it. I don't know. What do you think?
I don't know. I have to think about it. I figured you've already thought of it and you'd have the answer.
Off the top of my head, I would say I probably would put them through my Beachbody site and let them see the other stuff. Yes. That's what I would, if I were doing it today, I would. But I don't know. I'll think about that a little bit.
Tomorrow you might change your mind.
Yeah. To be honest with you, I've never had anybody order straight through Shakeology, the Shakeology site. I've always put them through the other way. Because quite honestly, I don't think about this site very much except for when I'm really thinking about Shakeology. But I don't think about it for ordering. I think about it for a resource. But
yeah,
that's such. I think I will probably just have them go through the regular
site. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just thinking today, there's several customers that I've kind of let slide through the cracks over the past year just because they declined to do a workout program.
Mm-hmm.
And for reasons that I was like, well, I can't really combat that. I don't have anything to come against that. They just can't do it.
Yeah.
And now I'm kind of thinking I need to go back and try to find those people because, they're definitely candidates for Shakeology. And for those people, I think I would send them the Shakeology website itself because there is so much information on there about the nutrition side of things.
That's a good point.
And you may not want them to get distracted with the other stuff if they're not interested in it at all anyway. So I think there's different people that might benefit from different websites.
That's a good point.
Kathleen, have you ever had people that want weight loss? And like you said, we know that it's not a weight loss product per se, but I can tell you that definitely my sweet tooth cut down significantly already just using this, the short time that I've been using it. So particularly, I know someone personally who is toying with this that I play tennis with. She is fit enough to play doubles tennis, not singles tennis, not extremely overweight, but, got the belly thing going. And she has a big trip coming up. She's going back home to Australia. And she's like, oh, I want to do this. And I showed her my stuff at my house. And, the Shakeology, I think I can get her to get. But like you said, that she is absolutely not going to do a workout program. And I said to her, you're not going to see as good of an effect, even if we go out and play tennis more. But have you ever had anyone not do fitness at all, like Nadine's talking about, and worked with them and seen weight loss results?
Yeah. My own experience. So I guess, two things. One, there's an amazing, in that Shakeology resources tool that I pulled up for you. The one that's, it's clinically proven, like they actually go through and that's it. The study is that they have people drink Shakeology for two meals a day, not just
I sent that video to her.
Yeah. So that's one. But my own experience is that I didn't do a group with a fitness program. I just did Shakeology and clean eating, and I think in total, I think I started that. I'm just trying to think of my own weight loss. I think I lost, I don't know, 10 or 15 pounds just with just that, which was the part where I got over my own hump of, I was in such a plateau.
How quickly do you think you did that? A month, 2 months? I'm just curious.
That's such a good question. Maybe between that, maybe like 6 weeks or something like that.
I'm just wondering because to me, I need to see significant results, and I consider that significant quickly to be encouraged to continue.
Yeah.
So that's what I kind of want to throw an expectation thing at her. And I know that video and I believe that video, but I just wanted to know more personal experience so I could more document, you know what I mean? Oh, well, someone I know did this and this is what they saw.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to discourage her from doing it.
Yeah.
I just, her expectations just can't be the same.
Yeah.
If she'll do the clean eating. I agree too. If she'll do the clean eating with it, she's going to see significant results.
Yeah.
If she's doing tennis, if she's doing some kind of exercise with clean eating, because the eating's a huge portion of it too.
Okay.
It's just important for people to know that if they don't change their diet, Shakeology isn't gonna, if they eat crap all day, like Shakeology isn't gonna let them,
Right.
lose weight.
And she's not a crap eater. I eat with her once a week, because of tennis, and she actually eats healthy food, but her quantity is different than mine. But you know what? She's also a 6 foot tall woman with a big frame, so it's different.
Mm-hmm.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, the one other thing is, I mean, I guess you could, if she were interested in whatever, but for your own knowledge, that just doing the nutrition part of the 21-day fix, not the workouts, but the nutrition, like to learn that portion control, I think could be really, I don't know, maybe really helpful or eye-opening.
We've talked about that, and I'm trying to get her to join my, without being extremely pushy, trying to get her to join my January one. And that's what she said. Well, can I do this and this? And I said, yes. And I'll get out and play tennis with you more because I also play this other league with her, but I can't do it right now with all my other jobs. So I said, well, I'll help you, you know, with that. So she is thinking of, and I said, well, because she liked the container idea. She was so on the shake. Then I made one for her and she's like, yeah, it's not bad, you know? And so I am trying to push that. And I said, well, you could still participate in the group, but you have to buy it as a challenge pack. So you're going to have the videos. And then I said to her about, well, maybe I'll buy the videos off of you for a drawing or something. So
yeah,
see, I'm working on it.
Yeah. And there are other programs you could get for basically $10. You know, if the shakes are $130, you can get challenge packs for $140. So it's, I mean,
yeah, she just wanted to get those containers.
What's that?
I wanted her to get the containers and the nutrition information. That's the downside, you know, for them. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So.
All right, ladies, we should wrap up for tonight. So any last questions or any last thoughts that you wanted to talk about before we end for this evening? Well, thanks so much for getting on. I wanted to give you a little preview. I think we'll make a post about it soon, but on Tuesday we're going to do a team call. We have welcomed onto our team Karen, who is a diamond coach also, and she comes from the same upline as us, Alyssa, but she has developed a team as well, and she actually is like a superstar, rock star with SC points. I think she got like 20-something. Terry, say more about Karen. She got like a ridiculous amount for during the challenge.
Yeah, I think she had like she was close to 30, maybe 29. Yeah, and last month I think she had. Well, Kelly, one of her coaches, is on right now, right? Kelly, are you still there? Yeah.
Oh, hi, Kelly.
And I think last month she had 18 or something. Yeah.
Yeah, she had a lot.
Was this the one that was your accountability partner or whatever, Terry?
Yeah, it is. Yep. I asked her to do a call. It was a few weeks ago. Well, it was right after the fall classic for our team, just because, you know, to help us learn from her how she does that. And it's not like it was like a fluke month. She has, you know, I think she's well above 10 almost every month. I mean, every time I see her name up there. And so, but she had her dad was in town and he was having surgery and she couldn't do it. So she agreed to do it this week, which will be good.
Looking forward to hearing that. I love hearing everybody's tips of what makes them successful. It really pushes me to, like, you know, go that extra mile.
Yeah.
Are there any calls coming up about setting us up for like January, like what groups to start and like how to like post about them and, you know?
Yeah, I think Alyssa's actually doing that very call right now. So I will post her tips in the group after she posts the recording of that. So we can definitely take some stuff from her, and then we can also talk ourselves about how we want to move forward in January. And I would bet that Melanie is doing something similar too. So we can definitely draw from them for resources.
And this call Tuesday will be at what time? 9 o'clock?
9 Eastern, yeah.
And we're all we can all listen in?
Yeah, everybody, all skate.
Where will the post be for that? In Inspiration Nation, or where will it be?
Yes, in Inspiration Nation, yes.
Okay.
And then the following Tuesday, I think I'm going to do another call on time management in organization, because I think we are all plagued by that topic. And I just found a really amazing resource called Asana. I was telling Terry about that earlier today. So I'm going to use the next week and a half to kind of figure out my system for it and then share a bit of that with you all so we can continue to. I think it's going to be an ongoing thing to have good time management and organization, but every time we learn something that can help, I want to share it with everybody because I know it gets to be a lot.
Oh, one more thing, Kathleen. I'm sorry. Are you going to post your sample Shakeology Shake Off post in Inspiration?
I will. Yes. I probably won't get to it tonight, but tomorrow I will.
Yeah. That's fine. I'm just curious on how you're going to market that because I've never seen it. So.
Yeah, me neither. So we'll all learn together.
Kathleen, was there a post somewhere? I think it's in Inspiration Nation of whoever had that template, what she posted.
Yeah, I probably will use that to draw from, yes. Because
I remember reading something, but okay, so I'll look for that too.
Yeah.
Because I kind of want to post something tomorrow night,
I don't know about you guys, but Monday nights are huge as far as people being on. So yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
I think, too, one other thing, I think if we could do a call about fit clubs here in the near future, that would be a good topic.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, that's good.
Sounds good. We can make that the next week even. All right.
I'm running a fit club every Monday for like the next 2 months, so I can like let you know how it's going.
Oh, great.
Great.
Yeah.
Did it start yet, Sarah?
Well, we started a couple, just like I didn't really organize it well. I just like texted random people. But then I created I put it out there and I created a pick monkey and I sent it on Facebook. And then I also have Nicole, one of my coaches, joining me because she's local. And so she put it on her page and we're just kind of saying anyone wants to come in. And I put a schedule together of which Mondays and which workout we're going to do on those Mondays, just so people have a good idea. But
that's a good idea.
Yeah, and I figured at least get people exposed to it and then thinking workouts in January. And then a lot of those people that have come or have shown interest are interested in Shakeology too. So I don't know if we'll put samples out, but I'll at least be able to talk about it and have samples with me. So.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's great. Yeah, we can definitely do a call about that. That would be great to hear your experiences.